everyone, my name's Rhiannon from Blue Dog Board Games. Today I'm going to do a solo playthrough of Dinosaur Island Rawr and Write by Pandasaurus Games. Now I believe that this is a roll and write version of some of their other dinosaur based games. I think they have Dinosaur World and Dinosaur Island. This is Dinosaur Island Rawr and Write. And I believe I've watched a playthrough of Dinosaur Island, or at least part of one, and I can definitely see the similarities. And this is just a roll and write re-implementation of that one, I believe. So I'll be interested to see if any of you have played all of the other dinosaur games that they've brought out, and any differences noted down below, apart from the obvious that's roll and write. But otherwise, I have a lot of fun with this game, and we're all set up, ready to go, so I hope you enjoy this playthrough. So here is Dinosaur Island Rawr and Write. We're all set up ready for our solo game. The game is played in 3 rounds, and the rounds are split up into 2 dice phases and a run park phase. So that's what we're going to be going through, and then that triggers the end of the game. We have got some buildings that we can build over here. We've got some specialists that we can hire over here. We've also got buildings and specialists on our sheets that are like default, that come out every single game. And we've got our 3 objectives. You'll also see my little dinosaur figurines. They don't come in the game. I just thought it was a bit thematic. I thought I'd get them out. So our objectives, we have got an objective here that's going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game if we build 3 separate herbivore enclosures. We've also got one here which is build 4 rides. Here we've got 3 major carnivore enclosures. So you've got the sort of lesser dangerous carnivores, and you've got the really dangerous carnivores. So we're needing to build 3 paddocks with the really super dangerous dinosaurs in, which should be fun. Make it a very interesting, exciting park. Our Triceratops ring toss over here. So we need to attach that, if we want to build it, to a herbivore paddock. And then at the end of the game, that's going to give us 2 excitement per herbivore dinosaur in the attached paddock. Oh, well, that could be nice. And the prehistoric garden, this one here, that's going to give us immediate fancy DNA, and at the end of the game give us 2 points per herbivore. Well, there's lots of herbivores here as a big theme. Herbivores and the fancy big dinosaurs then. And then the hot spring mud spa, that's going to give us an immediate, food stool. And at the end of the game, that's going to give us 6 points per attraction that we've built. So that could be merchandise stalls, rides and food. There's lots of links here. We're going to need to do a lot in our game. The ride operator, 1 immediate excitement, 1 coin per ride at the end of the game. These 2 will really bounce off each other, the objectives. And the cloning expert, copy the immediate bonus of another hired specialist. And copy the ongoing ability of another hired specialist. All right. And then the rent-a-cop, 2 immediate roads and 1 security per other hired specialist. Interesting. Okay. So he could be really good at, if we want to be getting lots of really big fancy dinosaurs, he could be really good at offsetting that security. Okay, so we are in our first dice phase. So we're going to draw 6 die from the bag. How many are there in a game? I think there's 10. 6, 7, 8, 9... 10. Yeah, but every round you're only going to be drawing 6 and then rolling them. And then you take an AI card, and then it actually tells you what die they're going to nick. So they're going to be nicking dice number 4, and they're going to be popping that on one of these worker spaces. So they're going to be popping that on there. They're just basically going to be blocking where you want to go. They're also going to take dice number 6 and popping that there. And then we are free to use the dice as we want. So we can select 2 die to get the resources on their die faces, and we can then take the resource from one of the remaining dice, but then we have to take the threat from the other one. And you probably can't see it very well, but there are some like little red dots on these die faces, and that represents how many threat that's going to be put into our park, basically. So let me have a think what we want to do. So I'm going to try and keep this die back because this is 0 threat on it. So I'm going to try and take that as my threat die, which means I need to choose 2 to actually activate as my die that I'm going to be using in the die phase. So I think I want to choose this one, which has one fancy DNA and one normal DNA. And then you already start with some DNA, just the basic stuff though. I'm going to mark that on my sheet. And then my second die that I want, I think I'm going to take this fancy DNA. So that one. So you keep these 2 die back for your dice phase. And as I said, then you choose from the remaining 2 die, one of the die faces to take as a resource and the other to take as the threat. So the security one here I'm going to take as the threat because it's 0 threat. I don't want to generate threat quite yet. And I'm going to take this resource, which gives me another fancy DNA. And then these 2 go back in the back. And then you proceed to the dice placement phase. So this is where we can pop our 2 die somewhere on the board. We are able to go where the automa have gone. However, when we place our die, we have to actually take the threat from the die face. The actual threat that you take is the die on the die that you are placing on top of. So this one has 1 threat on it. If I want to go to that space, I can place my die there, but I have to take that 1 threat on that die face. So in a multiplayer game, you can sort of block spaces by putting a 3 threat die down, which is a bit mean. Okay, I don't think I want to make dinosaurs right now. I've got plenty of DNA, but I want to just give it a second, I think. Maybe. We'll think about it. I do want money though, I think. And I want to try and start getting some security quickly so I can get my big dinosaurs out. I don't know whether that's a good tactic or not. How much DNA have I got? Because each dinosaur needs 2 types of DNA. It can be a combination of 2 fancy DNA, complex DNA. I think they're called advanced DNA. We're going to call them fancy. So the big scary dinosaurs have 2 fancy DNA. The carnivores, but the smaller carnivores, take 1 fancy and 1 basic DNA. And the herbivores take 2 basic DNA. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I can only make up to 3 dinosaurs anyway, even if I have the right combination of DNA. So I don't really want to make dinosaurs because I can make up to 4. I want to be making 4 if I take that action. So I think I'm going to get some coins, get some coinage going. And then actually, if I go for the ride operator, he's going to give me an immediate excitement, which will be nice in a minute. I don't think I want to do that yet though. I want security. And then, oh, I don't know. I want everything. This is the problem with this game. Like, you just want to do absolutely everything. Right, let's stop fannying around. I'm going to go here to get 2 coins. Now, I think I'm going to go straight for the security chief. So cross off 2 coins on this track. So these specialists here, if you can't see them properly, they all need 3 coins to unlock. And each specialist has an immediate ability and an ability that activates every time you run your park. So I've ticked off 2 out of 3. You are able to save coins if you generate them for a later date in the game, but you can only save up to 5 in a game. And then I think I'm going to go here and just get some DNA going. I think we do want some basic dinosaurs too, because there's lots of herbivores that are going on, so herbivores aren't going to be a waste in this game. So I think I'm going to take 2 basic DNA. You could take either 2 basic DNA or a fancy DNA. So I'm going to take 2 basic, and I may as well get a yellow and a red. Okay, I think we're happy with that. So then you pop all these die back and move on to the second die phase of round number 1. Okay, so we are now on dice phase number 2. So let's draw 6 die. 5 and 6. Give them a roll. Ooh, got an attraction, but it's the wrong sort of attraction that we want. We really want rides. He's going to give us some extras on the rides as well. Okay, so he's blocking our dinosaur spot. Oh my god, this game. And then He's going to take this one and block the attraction spot. This isn't going very well. All right, so what do we want to do now? I think in the first instance, we're going to take this food stall. So that means we can tick off a food stall on here. You can build up to 4 of them. And then we build this little polyomino shape somewhere in our park. Now there's lots of rules about where you sort of build them. You can't have them like buildings next to each other. You can't have them even diagonal unless it particularly says so. This one is attach it to a paddock. You can see these like little scoring criteria at the end, so you can put shapes at the very edge of the map. And if you actually put it adjacent to an exit space, you can go on a tour and end at that particular exit and things like that. So I'm going to be trying to push this near an exit so I can do a dino tour at some point soon or in the next run park phase. So let's do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. And then I think I'm going to take, we want this one to take the threat because this is a 1 threat die. These are 3, so I'm going to take this as a resource which gives me 1 road. And this is where you can start like connecting buildings together to create your path for your dino tours that are going to happen. You'll see this little bit here is the HQ. All of your dino tours have to start from your HQ. So I'm going to put this one here to join my food stall to my HQ. And then these 2 die, I'm gonna absolutely take this as the resource. So I've got another road. I don't really need another road right now, but it will be good for future. So I'm gonna stick that one here and then take the threat here. So threat, you draw a little dot on your threat track. When you've got the security, you draw a circle around that. And those 2 go back in there. Oh dear, okay. I really need to get going on bits and pieces if I'm totally honest. So let's do an example. I really want to go and make dinosaurs, but that's going to mean I get 2 threat. So that gives me 2 threat already. I've already got 1, so that's going to give me 3 threat. Say I'm going to just go and do the herbivores at the moment. I could make 1, 2, 3 herbivores, which are not going to generate any threat. Alright, we could do 1 big fancy dinosaur, which is going to give us an extra 2 threat, so we're on 5 threat now. And then we could do 3 herbivores. So, and then if I go and get some coins, I could get the security chief, so that's going to give me 2 security. I could get 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 excitement from my dinosaurs that I make. So that's going to give me an extra excitement, extra security on the excitement track. So I'm on 4, so I'm 1 short. But then I've got a run park. Okay, I think we can do this. Sorry if that didn't make sense. I'll show you what I'm doing now. So I am, in the first instance, going to go hit to get some coins. So I'm going to get 1 coin for the security chief, which means I have got the security chief now. So let's tick him off. I immediately gain 2 security. So let's draw them in. I've got another coin. Who do I want to try and get to? Or what do I want to try and build? I'm a little bit worried about the lack of rides that are coming out, so I'm not sure I'm going to go for him just yet. I think I might try and go for, let's try and go for the tour guide. So my extra coin's going to go towards the tour guide. And then what I'm going to do is go and make some dinosaurs. So I have to take 2 threat because I'm placing on top of that die. So dot dot. So I'm now 1 security short. And now I can make up to 4 dinosaurs. So I really want to try and get paddocks with my herbivores in because they're going to help at the end of the game. I also want to get some big fancy dinosaurs, but my big fancy dinosaurs are going to generate lots of security hazards, but we might be okay. So I'm going to go for a big fancy one. Should we go for what have we got? Can't get a T-Rex, can't get a Megalosaurus. So I'm going to go for a Spinosaurus. So that needs 2 types of DNA. It needs a fancy orange DNA and a fancy green DNA. So I'm going to cross them off. I'm going to tick off my first Spinosaurus. You can make up to 4 of the same type of dinosaur. And every time you create the dinosaur for the first time, you draw the paddock in your park. But every time you then make another of that same type of dinosaur, you do not then draw that paddock again. They all go in the same paddock. But you cannot mix species. So I'm going to build this, which is a 4x4 grid, which is nice actually, because I'm going to pop him here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope this pen comes up okay. It's a little chalk marker. Then just to make sure you can keep track of what's going on, I'm going to put a little S in the corner because that's my Spinosaurus enclosure. Then I have to tick off the threat that this has generated. It's generated 2 threat, so let's put dots there. And he's going to generate 3 excitement for my park. So my excitement track's over here. This is like an income track which triggers every time you run your park. And at the end of the game, this guy's going to give me 5 points, which is very nice. I'm going to make a little tally because sometimes I get a bit carried away and I then forget how many dinosaurs I've made. So that's my first dinosaur. I think then I'm going to carry on with making herbivores because I don't want to generate too much threat. The more threat you have, and if you can't sort of offset that with security, you're going to end up with deaths in your park, which are not going to be good for your overall reputation. So I'm going to get some herbivores. So let's go for a Brachiosaurus. So they need a basic yellow and a basic red. I'm going to tick you off, and you are going to go into a 2x2 grid. I think I'm going to just concentrate on going around the outside for now. There we go. And that's going to generate 1 extra excitement. That's my second dinosaur. And then I'm going to try and go for, what have we got? So I can't do all 3 types, which will automatically give me this objective, unfortunately, because I'm lacking in a basic blue DNA. I'd need an extra one. So I'm going to go for a, let's go for an Ankylosaurus. There's a little guy here. So I need a basic blue and a basic yellow. Tick him off. And he goes into a separate 2x2 enclosure as well. Now, do I want to build it here? Like I said, you can't build enclosures adjacent to each other unless it says, and then I'll be blocking this exit if I put it right at the edge. So I might push it further into here. You're going to generate 1 excitement for me. And that's my third guy. And then I'm going to end with, oh, I've just realised that I don't have the right DNA because I need a basic, I've only got basic red and fancy green. That's okay. We've generated more excitement than I thought we would. So we're just going to have to roll with that now. Okay, we're going to roll with that. So we've finished placing all of our die. So all of our die can just go back in the bag. We then proceed to our first run park phase. So this is where this sheet, you just follow it through. So basically we're going to be doing the attractions part first of all. So this is where the merchandise stalls, you draw a die and roll it and you get the resource. Rides generate excitement and food stalls give you money. So I get 1 money because of this food stall. So I'm going to put that straight towards my tour guide. You then activate any specialists that you have, including these guys. They have special run park abilities. So the only one that I have at the moment is this security chief. He's going to generate 1 security for me. And then we do a dino tour. So this is where you can plan a little route around your park. It gives you 1 excitement for every enclosure that you visit, any attractions that you visit, and any buildings you visit. But you can only earn the excitement from those buildings once every game. There are 3 run park phases, so you're going to be doing up to 3 dino tours. So you can't take everyone to the same ride and them still be excited by the 3rd time. So we're going to do this little route here. So start out at our HQ, go to the food store, make everyone less hungry before they start, and then they're going to visit the Spinosauruses. And I'm going to put a little X in the corner of the buildings that they visited. We also finish at one of the exits, which at the end of the game is going to give us the total of points that's circled. So that's going to give me 5 points at the end of the game. And I visited 2 buildings, so that's 2 extra excitement that I get. That's good. And then this is our little excitement track. This is our income for the round. So we're going to get a basic DNA, a coin, a security, and another basic DNA. So let's get our DNA. I want a blue one. Let's get a coin. I just got my tour guide. Now, because we've already done the specialists phase, I get the immediate ability, but I don't get the run park phase ability because I've already finished with the specialist for the round. But next round, in the run park phase, they will generate the roads. So I'm just going to get 3 immediate excitement. Because I'm in the excitement phase, that does count. Basically, you're just concentrating on the current phase that you're in. Everything else is sort of ignored. I get an extra security. An extra DNA. Let's go for a yellow. And a coin. So, who do we want now? I think we might go for the Rent-A-Cop, because he's going to give us 2 roads, which are always quite useful, and then he's going to give us a security per other hired specialist. So every round he's going to be generating 2 extra security, which is going to really help us if we're getting lots of fancy big dinosaurs. So I'm going to put some money towards him. So he's specialist C. Oh dear. Okay, so now let's have a moment of silence for our first death. After visiting the Spinosaurus was very hungry after them smelling of beef burgers when they visited the food stall festival. So we check our security against our threat level. We have got 1 more threat than we do security. So our little Spinosaurus has a nice little meal and we cross off the first death toll. Hopefully we won't have any further, because the more deaths you have in your park, disasters will occur, and that's when you have to start destroying enclosures or roads and things like that, and it just spirals out of control. So that's the end of that phase. So then we go into round 2 for another dice phase. Okay, so round 2. Let's draw some die. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we do have a ride. I bet they're going to take this. Well, they haven't. Okay, they're taking this die and blocking our money. And then they're going to take the last die and pop it on here. Okay. So we have coins, roads, rides. I don't know whether it's a bit late to focus on the rides now. I don't know whether that's just a little bit, superfluous. Maybe I should steer away from them. They are going to generate excitement for us every time though, which is really nice. And this guy's only worth 3 coins, so you can buy him quite quickly. I'm going to go and get the ride. I want the ride. I want a ride. I love rides. Okay, so you are 4 long. I wonder if I can connect you to here somehow. Yeah, so if I do this, You can flip them any which way you want. There we go. And then take that off. I think I'm then going to get the coins. Do I want the coins? That's the question, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to go for... Oh, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I don't know what I want. Having a very, very confused time here. I'm going to go for the coins. Let's stop messing around. Let's carry on buying our rent-a-cop. He's nearly there now. So, I need to take a resource and a threat from these. I'm going to use this as my threat because that's one threat, and take this road. So I'm going to now join my Spinosauruses to my Ankylosaurus enclosure, and then take one threat. And these go back in the bag. Okay, I am going to get a ride. So let's go here to get a ride. So I can take off my second ride and then pop that shape somewhere. So I'm going to try and join the Ankylosaurus to the Brachiosaurus, and then that's that. So if I could pop this somewhere, like, if I could pop that like this, that would be quite good. And then, what do I want to do? Have I got enough DNA for dinosaurs? I've got 1, 2, no, I've only got DNA for 2 dinosaurs. I think I might. This is a 0 threat die, so I'm going to pop this on top of this, get the 2 coins. That will mean I can get the rent-a-cop, which he's going to give me 2 immediate roads, which means I can join my Brachiosaurus and my first ride. I'm then going to, I've got 1 coin left over. I think I want to start maybe working towards this Triceratops ring toss. Or actually, maybe I should do the ride operator now because I've got 2 rides. That's going to give me 2 income. Yeah, that's going to give me 2 money every single run park phase. There's so many things that you want to do in this game. It's very frustrating. Okay, I think that's good. Happy with that. So these guys go in, and we're on the second die phase. So we really need DNA. So he's going to block the make dino space with a 3 threat die. Ouch. Oh, sorry, that one. That's a bit mean. And he's going to block the DNA. Maybe I shouldn't narrate what I'm doing because it's like they're literally doing exactly what I want to do. They make a good opponent. All right, so I've still got lots of money. Got lots of money that I could use here, and this could be a nice one to use as my threat die. This is going to give me DNA, that's going to give me DNA. So yeah, I think I might do that. So let's take the coins. So I'm going to get the specialist at A, which is the ride operator. He's going to give me 1 immediate excitement and an extra ability to use in the run park phase. I've got 1 coin left over. I don't know whether to go for the prehistoric garden or the Triceratops ring toss. The prehistoric garden's quite nice because he's going to give me 3 immediate DNA. He does cost 10 coins, so I'm going to have to just get a move on a bit, but he's going to give me 2 points at the end of game per herbivore. So that could be quite nice. We're going to go for that. We're going to try it. So 1 coin towards building B. And then I'm going to take one of these. Oh, sorry, changing the die face. So that's fancy purple DNA. Then I'm going to use you as the resource. So that's basic blue DNA. And this is the threat. So that's 0 threat. So very nice. Now, I really did want to make some dinosaurs, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. I don't think I can make up for the 3 DNA, 3 threat that I would take, unless, let me think about it. So that would leave me, I've got 2 threat already, that's outstanding, and then that would give me an extra 3 threat, so I'm on 5 outstanding threat. Really don't want any more deaths. So if I built, how much DNA do I have? I'd have extra fancy DNA if I could grab that. So I could make 1, 2 herbivores, which aren't going to give me threat. I could make a T-Rex, so that's going to give me 2 threat. So I'm on 7 outstanding threat. Can I, what could I do about that? So you're going to give me 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. I've still got 4 outstanding threat. Security 2 is going to give me 1 security as well. 3, and then my excitement track is going to give me 2. And then I've got 1 outstanding threat, which I'm sure I might be able to generate somewhere. The other alternative is that I just go for money, because I could get 4 money here, because this is game times 2 die face. I could get 4 money, which will shoot me up with this prehistoric garden. You know what I'm going to do instead? I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to place my 2 gold coins there to get 4 coins. I'm going to go and put 3 of them on the junior scientist. 1, 2, 3. Gives me 2 immediate fancy DNA. I'm going to go for an orange and a purple. I then have 1 extra coin, which I'm going to put towards the prehistoric garden. Then I'm going to come up here to make some dinos. This is probably a really bad idea. We'll see. So I get 3 threat for that, unfortunately. I can't work out in my head whether this is going to go really badly. I think it's going to go really badly, but we'll just roll with it. Let's make as many herbivores as we can. So we're going to go for a triceratops. So that's a red and a blue. So this is my first one. So this is a little 2x2. I think I might want to, I'm not sure. I'm going to move you quite out the way, I think. Because just in case I want to build this at some point, the Triceratops ring toss, I probably won't, but I need room for that. That's going to give me 1 excitement. Then, what do I want to do now? I think I'm going to build let's go for another Ankylosaurus. So because we've already built an Ankylosaurus, we don't now draw the enclosure. We've got all of the enclosures, so we're going to be scoring that one at the end of the game. So this is a blue and a yellow DNA. So that's going to give us another excitement. And that's our second dino. Now, I'm going to do some more maths because I really, really don't want to be pushing over this threat track. I really don't. Maybe I should have done this instead to build a ride. So we're going to be generating one from the security chief, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the rent-a-cop. We're then going to be generating 2 from the excitement track, so that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can afford to do one more. So maybe we should go for like one of these lesser fancy ones. We're going to go for a Dilophosaurus. So that is a blue. Oh, I haven't got the blue, sorry. We're going to go for a Velociraptor. Don't have the yellow. We're going to go for the Pteranodon. Pteranodon it is. So we got a red and a purple. So we draw the 3x3. I'm going to pop this one here now. You're going to generate 1 threat for us, but 2 excitement. And that's our 3rd dinosaur. We can make up to 4, but I just don't have enough DNA, and I don't want to generate more threat, because that's going to be a disaster. So let's leave it there. All right. Now we are at the generate bits and pieces phase. Run park. So, don't have any merchandise. We do have 2 rides, so we get 2 excitement for that. And we get an extra coin. I'm going to put that straight to the prehistoric garden. And then we activate all of our specialists, and they can be activated in any order. So we have a security from our little security chief. Thank you. We can now draw 2 roads as well. I forgot about that, which is amazing because we can then pop that one here and here, which means we can make a big Dinosaur down here. That probably means 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be generating an extra security, so I could have made one of my big dinosaurs. Oh well, I've done it now. There's a lot to think about in this game. It's a bit deceptive. Then I can make up to 2 dinosaurs. I can afford to do it now, I think. So we're going to make 1 big dinosaur. And we're going to go for a T-Rex. So we're going to go for, you'll watch now as my maths was completely wrong. So that's a fancy purple and green. And we're going to go for a 4x4 grid here. Let's try and push that out the way, I think. We're not going to be able to join it to the Dinosaur. And that gives us 2 threat, but 3 excitement. I'm basically completely out of DNA, so I can't make a second dino. And then you're going to give us a coin per ride, so we have 2 coins. So we're halfway through getting our prehistoric garden, which is very nice. And then C, he's going to give us 1 security per other hired specialist. I'm assuming it doesn't count himself. I'm going to check. So it doesn't specifically say, it just has other in big bold. So I'm assuming it's literally every other, not including itself. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the ride operator. So that's an extra 4 security. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Good. This has worked out. And so now we're doing a little dino tour. So we are starting at our HQ. As you come into this building here, you'll see our food stalls and the Spinosaurus. Now you've seen them all before, so very boring. But have a look at our new Ankylosaurus and Brachiosauruses. And then proceed to have a ride. So that's 3 excitement. Then have another ride while we're here. And then finish off with our viewing of our pteranodons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new buildings we've visited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have ended our tour at the big fat 10-point spot at the end of our park, which is very nice. And then we have our income. So we get a normal DNA. Which one do we want? Let's go for a yellow. A coin. Let's go and pay off our prehistoric garden. Yay, we got a security. Another DNA. Let's spread out our DNA a bit. Security. Fancy DNA. Let's go for a green. Another coin. Security. So we're there with our security. My maths was right. And a fancy DNA. Let's get a purple. Okay. And we have no more deaths. Woo! Okay, so that was, oh, I didn't push this up. That was our second run park phase. So we are now on the third round, final round of the game. And we are going to be doing 2 more dice phases and then 1 final run park phase. And then we are done. We move to final scoring. So I need to build another big dino enclosure. I need to build the megalosauruses. I don't think I'm going to get there with the rides. Unless I'm very lucky now. He's going to grab dice number 1 and block the money. And then dice number 4 and block the roads and attractions. So he always blocks the attractions. It's very annoying. Ooh, this will be quite good, I think. So yeah, I'm going to take the money. I like money. That's 2 coins. I have now built the prehistoric garden. So I immediately build this in my zoo. And this is going to give me 3 fancy DNA, which is amazing. Right, so that's a 4 and a 4, but it's offset. I can pop this right in the center here. So let's do this like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, and then I get 3 DNA. So let's get a green, a purple, and let's get another green. Okay, so ideally I want to use that as the threat, because that's 0 threat. So I think I'm going to take this one as my second resource. So that's a blue DNA and a coin. I'm not going to look to build you now. I think I might try and do this guy because I can just generate so much security if I manage to do his special ability. Which would be really, really good. Oh yes, I can actually, because in a minute I can pop that on the ×2 square and then just ping off loads of coins, pay him off, and then I shouldn't have to worry about big fancy dinosaurs anymore. I'll just need lots of DNA. Okay, so I'm going to take this one as my resource, so I get a blue, and this is my threat, so 0 threat. Okay, let's see if we can pull this off. I'm going to go straight over here and get 4 coins. I'm going to push them straight to the cloning expert. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. I've built him. He's going to give me an immediate bonus of, copy the immediate bonus of another hired specialist. Okay, what do I want? I think, you know, I might want this junior scientist so I can get some more DNA. This fancy DNA as well. I'm going to go for that. So let's get an orange what other DNA do I want? So I want to build you, which is going to be an orange and a purple. I could do orange and a green. So let's get another purple. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to go and make some dinos. So we're just going to be ruthless here and hope for the best. We're going to build our big fancies. So we're going to build the Megalosaurus. So that's a purple and an orange. First, and I need to do another 4x4 grid somewhere. Where do I want to put that? Let's just put it over here, I think. And that's going to give me 2 threat, but 3 excitement. Then I'm going to build another T-Rex. So that's a green and a purple. I don't need to build the enclosure. It's going to give me 2 threat, 3 excitement. And that's my second guy. What else have we got? I'm going to then build a Spinosaurus. So that's going to give me, I need an orange and a green. That's going to give me 2 threat, but 3 excitement. That's my third dino. Now, do I want another big dino or a herbivore? I think I want a big dino. I've got a T-Rex I can build. Green and a purple, 2 threat, 3 excitement. And that's my fourth. Yeah, so let's go. This is our final dice round. I don't feel like it's going too badly. I do need some more roads, and it's a bit of a shame. You know, I wanted some more rides. So we'll see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no roads. Roads? No roads or rides. There is a road. Okay, so they are grabbing dice number 3 and blocking that DNA, and dice number 5 to block the roads and the attractions. Okay. So what do we want? I don't think we really want much more DNA. I don't think we're going to be building many more dinos. I lie, actually. This junior scientist has allowed us to make 2 dinos. I've already got enough DNA to make some. And this is only like baby DNA. I'm just trying to plan where the final tour is going to be as well. Because ideally I want to pass through new buildings, but we've got a nice 8-point exit here. The rest of them are a lot less. I don't think I'll be able to sort of do a whole tour like all around and then back unless I really grab loads of roads. So he's going to give me 2 roads before, so I could join you and you. I'm going to be better off making dinos though, aren't I? Let's face it. I don't think I'm going to generate enough money. Sorry, I'm just like talking and not really making a lot of sense. Unfortunately, I can't build this guy now because I've sort of put all of my herbivore enclosures in silly places. And once you've built it, you can't really move it. You're not supposed to move it, I don't believe. So at any time you can use 2 coins to build roads. So actually that might be worth doing instead. Because I don't even have any merchandise stalls, and that's going to give me 6 points at the end of the game per combination of merchandise, rides and food stalls. So that's a bit pointless as well. So I think I might do that. So let's generate DNA. Sorry, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's take a road. And let's take some DNA. Got 2 blue DNA. Do I want blue DNA? I don't really want blue DNA. I don't want blue DNA. I want yellow DNA. So these are my 2 resources. Then I'm going to take the... Oh, I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm going to take the resource there, so that's another 2 blue DNA, and the threat from this, so that's 1 threat. I'm going to go here to take, it's just 1 threat. Oh no. I'm not sure what that die phase was, but I don't want to go there anyway, so it's fine. Take that threat. It was a 1 threat die, even if I changed the die phase, to take 3 roads. And I'm going to try and see if I can make a tour of the remaining bits. So I want to go 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to, let's make some dinosaurs. May as well, I think. So I can make a Brachiosaurus for a red and a yellow. So that's going to give me 1 excitement. And then I can make an Ankylosaurus for blue and yellow. And then I think I'm out of DNA. I've just got blue, 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 blue. Okay. All right, I think that's that. So dice, let's pop them away before they cause any more trouble. And we're going to go into our final run park phase. So, attractions. We get 2 excitement for our 2 rides. And then we get a coin for our food. So I'm going to store a coin now because I don't think I want to pay for anything else. So we're just going to stick that coin in there. Okay, so specialists. I'm going to get a security and 2 roads. So let's pop that one there and that one there. I can make up to 2 dinos. Am I getting any DNA from anything? I'm not. So that's fine. I can ignore your ability. I get 1 coin per ride, so that's an extra 2 coins. I'm going to spend 2 coins on a road. Oh, I could do it for a DNA. Let's focus on the roads first. So I get 2 coins, so I'm going to build a road. I'm going to lose track. So I've done you. I've done you. I've now done you because I want to trade the 2 coins for a road. This rent-a-cop, he's going to give me a security per other hired specialist, so that's really nice now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 security. So I've done you as well. Now, B, what do I want? How much security have I got generating from the excitement track? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need an extra 3, so that's an extra 2 that I've got leeway with. If I had lots of DNA, I could be making lots of dinos. But I don't think there's any way for me to really... I can generate 1 DNA. If I activate this guy's ability, that's going to give me 2 coins, which would allow me to... yeah, I think I might try and do that. I may as well. So I'm going to use my cloning expert to trigger the ride operator's ability. So I'm going to get 2 coins. I'm going to trade those 2 coins in for 1 DNA. So what DNA do I want? let's go for, I've got loads of blue, so let's try and get a fancy orange. So I've now done his ability. Now I've just got the junior scientist, so I can make up to 2 dinos. I can only do 1 really because that's the only combination I've got. So let's actually build, as we were trying to do earlier, our Dilophosaurus, which is a blue and an orange. So I need a 3x3 grid somewhere. I think we're not going to be able to join this onto our dino tour, so I won't worry too much about that. And you give us an extra threat and 2 excitement. So yeah, I've only got 2 blue DNA, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. Okay, so I've just made a mistake there, but that's fine. What we're going to do is only going to cost us 1 point, I think. Yeah, it's only going to cost us 1 point, so that's fine. We're just going to carry on. So the HQ, we're going to, I was thinking I was going to use the money from here to build more roads, but you can't do that. You're activating your Dino Tour section first. So we're going to go on a tour. We're going to go through here, 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 and here. So that's 1 new building, 2 new building, 3 new building, and 4 new building, and end at this one here. So we gain 4 excitement. And we're going to end at the 7 point over here. I was trying to get us back to the 8, but it's only 1 coin, so that's 1 point, so that's fine. And then we do our excitement. So we do gain DNA now. So let's get a blue. We've got a coin. Now, I'm trying to think, if the coin's going to give us anything now at the end of the game. I don't think so. So I'm going to put a coin in here and then spend the 2 to give us a DNA. I've got a security, another DNA, a coin, a security, a fancy DNA, a coin, and then spend those 2 to get a DNA, a security, fancy DNA, a money. Now, I'm assuming I have to store the money straight away. So I'm going to, there's not really a lot I can do, so let's just start ticking off something else. A security, so we've now maxed out our security for our threat, so that's perfect. Another coin, a security, another coin, and another security. So we're 2 excess security, which is fabulous. Okay, and we don't have any more deaths. So that's the end. We will do our final scoring now. And see what we've got. So final scoring wise, we get 2 points per herbivore in our zoo. And we have got, that's not herbivore enclosure, that's herbivore animals. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 points for that. We then gain 3 points per purple carnivore or omnivore. Maybe they're omnivores. So we get, we've only got 2. We've got the Pteranodon and the Dilophosaurus. So 2. So that's 6 points. And then we gain 5 points per very big dinosaur. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 25. And then we gain 3 points per specialist we've hired. We've actually hired all 6 specialists. So that's amazing. So 6 times 3, 18. And then points per building. So the points are actually sort of told at the bottom of the card. This is the cost up in the top right corner. So we have not built this one or this one. We've just built this one here. Yeah, so that's 2 points per herbivore again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is another 12 points. And then we gain points per exit that we've exited Dinosaurs at. So I've got a 10 point here, a 7 and a 5. So that's 17, that's 22 points. And then we gain points for the excitement track. So down here you've got like point levels, and you take the very final level at which you've actually got excitement. So I've reached this level. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th level, and that's where I have 19 points. If you ever get 61 or more excitement, so you push yourself off this track, you gain extra points as well. I don't know how you get a park so exciting. My park's pretty darn busy. But yeah, you must be like generating crazy amounts of DNA to create all those dinosaurs. And so yeah, that gives me absolutely nothing. But then at the end of the game, every 2 DNA of any type gives me 1 extra point as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3, an extra 4 points from my extra 8 DNA. I've had 1 death on the very first year of opening, so that does -1 point from my final score. And if you have 21 or more deaths, that's going to minus a lot more. And then finally, it's not actually on the little score sheet here, but you have a look at these solo objectives. So I have gained this one because I've got 3 separate enclosures for my herbivores. I have not gained this one because I haven't built 4 rides, but I've also got this one because I've got 3 enclosures for my big carnivores. So I've gained an extra 8 points for that. So I will total all of that up and let you know what my final score is. So I've calculated that to be 125 points. Now in the rulebook it gives you a little final scoring like thresholds, and I have gained Park of the Year. I think that might be my highest score, 125. I feel like I actually built quite a lot of dinosaurs in that one as well, and triggered quite a few bonuses. I managed to get all 6 specialists, which was fantastic. So yeah, that is Dinosaur Island, Rawr and Wright. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough, and come back in a moment and I will let you know my thoughts on the game. Just sharing some thoughts on Dinosaur Island, Rawr and Wright. This is a game that I bought after seeing somebody else play it, and I love the theme. I played Zoo Tycoon as a child with the dinosaur expansion and had lots of fun, like removing all of the enclosure fences and watching them all rampage around the park and eat all of your guests. It's so much fun. So I was just automatically attracted to the theme. I like sort of the idea of building up theme parks, animal parks, dinosaur parks, all of that stuff. It's very, very fun for me. And so I just bought this one, not really sort of knowing too much about the gameplay, but I quite like roll and write games. I like the theme, so I couldn't really go too much wrong. My very first impression of this game when I first played it, I actually found the AI a little bit clunky in terms of how it like used the die. It seems so simple when you're sort of like just watching people play, but I got confused with how many die I'm actually drawing from the bag, what die they're drawing, when I take the threat, when I take the resources, okay, can I place that die in their spot, then when am I taking the threat? And it just confused me, and I had to keep looking it up in the rules every single time, like what threat is this? Am I taking this? Am I ignoring this threat? It was very, very confusing. But the second or third time I played this through, that completely disappeared. It was just one of those hurdles I found initially, or else it just didn't click for me. But once you get into it and you learn exactly when you're taking the threat, it runs really, really smooth. And they are quite annoying, which is quite, you know, some people may not like that in a solo game. You might want a more relaxing experience, but it does actually change your plans up a little bit, and I quite like that challenge. I do have a lot of fun in this game. It is really quite satisfying to see your park grow. It's exciting to put new dinosaurs in your park, and it's satisfying when you see those combos being triggered. There is a fair bit of maths in the game, as you sort of saw me trying to figure out halfway through, like, do I have enough security to cope with these new dinosaurs? So in a multiplayer game, I do imagine that there would be a fair bit of like analysis paralysis sometimes, as somebody sat there in silence trying to calculate like all of their threat levels and their security levels and things like that. But in a solo game, you can take as long as you want. Nobody's waiting around for you, and so I have a really, really great time with this game, watching everything grow and watching all of those combinations kick off from each other. With this game, I do feel that you can actually grow your park quite big, even if you're not very experienced at the game. So I played this maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 times now, but I managed to get reasonably good scores in the first game or two. And I did manage to like fill up my park quite well, so you'll see it is quite full actually. And I do therefore worry about maybe the longevity of this game. I don't know whether it will have super replayability in, say, 3 or 4 years' time when I've played it another 10, 20 times, just because I feel like I have got to the point where I'm recognizing where the combinations come in and how I can, satisfy as many criteria as possible, and seeing where the money is best used to sort of trigger all of those bonuses as well. I do wonder if it may get a little bit boring after a while, just because I can see where this game is going, and I know that the outcome is going to be pretty darn good. Even if I might not get the very top scores, I know I've done a really good job. I mean, you could say that about any game, really. If you play it lots and lots of times, you are going to figure out its secrets, and you are going to figure out ways of getting those high scores. So I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I think the theme of this one and its, dinosaur atmosphere that it creates is much more the draw for this sort of game. And it is just so much fun, taking your guests on the dino tours around, and feeling that threat of those dinosaurs around, and trying to juggle your deaths and whether it's worth sacrificing that one poor visitor for your extra dinosaur that you may have built that round. I think that it's a very fun and enjoyable game. In terms of theme, it's a little bit of a funny game, so you do feel like you are building a park, and with the threat track and everything, it does feel like a slightly different park to maybe a zoo. However, in terms of the dinosaurs that you see on the artwork in that, there's not actually that many. This is why I actually took out the dinosaur little figurines that I've got in the first place, to actually create a bit more of a dinosaur atmosphere, because the only dinosaurs that you can really see are the little dinosaur pictures at the very top of this, and some occasional dinosaurs on some of the building cards and the specialist cards. Other than that, there's no dinosaurs to be found anywhere. So in a game that's solely about building a dinosaur park, you would have thought that they would have some more dinosaur artwork, maybe little dinosaur meeples somewhere, even if it's like a first player marker, for example, to just have around on the table. You would have thought that you would have some more of atmosphere in terms of that from that aspect. But, that's just a very, very minor quibble. The length of this game is actually surprisingly long. So for a roll and write, I don't think I've ever got a play of this under 45 minutes. Initially, on my first play, it actually ended what I thought was prematurely. I wanted another round to really make all those really big dinosaurs and, see my park fill up completely. But having played it a little bit more now, I do think that it is a very good length. It is longer than most roll and writes do run, just because of that extra, I think, analysis paralysis, a little bit juggling your threat versus security, but also the make dinosaur step can take a little bit of time by the time you've sort of looked at which DNA you need to spend, and then juggling that with, again, your threat. Can you afford to make that big dinosaur? Where you're putting them in the park, because you also want to maximize your route for your dino tour. So that aspect can take a little time. So I don't know how this would play multiplayer, from a 4-player perspective. I think it could take quite a long time. And I'm not sure that I would want to play that, just because of it is a light-hearted experience. I'm not sure that I would want to wait around for that. So I do very much enjoy this solo, and I've also played this 2-player, and I think that it works very, very well at those player counts. So overall, I would very highly recommend this game. It is so much fun building up your dinosaur park, taking your guests on tours, and juggling that security and that threat risk with your big carnivorous dinosaurs. Although the theme is not sort of as in your face as it could have been in this game, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just so much fun, putting all of those bits on your map and triggering all those bonuses, spending all your coins exactly the way you want to, and pushing yourself all up the excitement track. It's really, really satisfying, and it's super fun. So I would absolutely highly recommend this game. You can pick it up for a reasonable price as well, and the components are really, really lovely. The dice are really nice and chunky. And yeah, brilliant game. I'm having so much fun with it. I can't quite place what exactly pushes this one. I think this may be my favourite roll and write, and I can't quite pinpoint why. I think it's a little bit of a mix of having the really fun roll and write element where you're building up, you know, ticking off tracks and drawing lots of bits, as well as the sort of animal element as well. So that might be why, but yeah, it's a really good time, and I highly enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching my playthrough today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do let me know in the comments what you think of this game, and if you've played the other dinosaur games by Pandasaurus. I would be really interested to know how they play, because I am a very big fan of like Euro games, so I have sort of looked at those dinosaur games before. I've just sort of steered away from them just because of some other comments I've heard that they maybe take too long and the table setup is just too big for the experience that it gives you. Other than that, have a lovely rest of your day, and if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel and you'll be informed of any new releases that I do. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time on the next playthrough. Bye bye!